So today, we're really unpacking that handshake seen around the world, the one between India's Prime Minister Modi and Russia's President Putin. And let me tell you, this is way more than just a photo op. It's a window into the surprising alliances and the deep cracks forming in our world right now.
So the whole thing kicked off with big smiles and a hug. Now, that's not just protocol, it's a pretty clear signal of a deep personal connection. But in today's high-pressure world, what is really holding this powerful friendship together?
People who watch this stuff closely don't just call it a partnership, they call it a time-tested relationship. And that's key. This isn't some brand new, convenient alliance. It's a bond that's been built over decades of having each other's backs, and that history really, really matters.
All right, so to really get a handle on where this relationship is going, we've got to look back at where it's been. So let's dive into the history of this friendship.
This whole thing is built on a foundation of trust. Think about it. Back in the 60s and 70s, when India was at war with China and Pakistan, who was supplying them with critical military aid? The Soviet Union. Then fast forward to the late 90s, India tests its nuclear weapons, and the West hits them with sanctions. Who stood by their side? Russia. That long track record of support, that's the bedrock for what we see today.
Okay, so now let's flip the script a bit and look at Russia's strategy. With Russia feeling more and more cut off from the West, it's making a very clear, very deliberate pivot to the East. And India? Well, India is a huge piece of that puzzle. For President Putin, this visit isn't just for show. It's a super calculated move with three main goals. First, strategy. India is a massive, massive buyer of Russian weapons. Second, economics. Selling all that discounted oil to India keeps billions of dollars flowing into Russia's coffers. And third, diplomacy. Russia's trying to build up an anti-West bloc with groups like BRICS, that's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, to basically create a counterweight to NATO.
And wow, this chart right here just says it all. Before the war in Ukraine, India got a tiny 2% of its oil from Russia. Just 2%. And today, that number has absolutely skyrocketed to nearly 40%. That's an incredible jump, and it shows just how connected their economies have become in such a short amount of time.
But what's in it for India, right? Why would they risk so much heat from the West to maintain this partnership? Well, a huge part of the answer is just across their border. Their powerful and, let's be honest, rival neighbor, China.
So in Delhi, there's this growing unease over something called the necklace of pearls strategy. The basic idea is that China is strategically building up its influence in all the countries around India. Think Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, basically encircling them. And to push back against that, India needs some seriously powerful friends.
So you see, for India, this goes way beyond just history. This is about right now. Russia is a critical strategic balance against China. It provides a steady flow of cheap energy, which, when you have over 1 billion people, is absolutely essential to keep the economy going and inflation down. And now, there's even talk of sending some of India's huge young workforce to Russia to fill their labor shortages. It's a partnership with a lot of different layers.
But, and this is a big but, relying this much on cheap Russian oil comes with some serious strings attached. It puts India right in the middle of a massive international debate, forcing them to defend their choices on the world stage.
And this really gets to the heart of the conflict, doesn't it? You have two completely different stories. From India's side, it's about national interest, about keeping the lights on for their people. But from the West's point of view, every barrel of oil India buys is helping to fund Russia's war in Ukraine. It's the exact same action, seen through two totally different lenses.
And this disagreement has led to real, tangible economic consequences. It's forced India into this incredibly tricky diplomatic position. It's like they're walking a tightrope between their old allies and their new partners. And the pressure is absolutely immense. We're not talking about just some angry letters here. The US has hit certain Indian exports with punishing 50% tariffs. That's a direct and very costly shot across the bow for India's continued trade with Russia. It puts Indian companies in a really tough spot.
It really is, as one expert put it, a tough balancing act. That just hits the nail on the head. India is trying its best to show the US that it's still a key partner, especially in the Indo-Pacific. But at the exact same time, it's sending a very loud message to Russia and the rest of the world that nope, they will not buckle under Western pressure.
So all of this brings us to one final big question. In this crazy new world of shifting powers, what is really at the core of this relationship? Is it all about that historical friendship and loyalty? Is it just a cold, calculated strategic move? Or, at the end of the day, is it simply about national survival?
The answer to that is going to shape not just their future, but maybe all of ours too.